The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and or host. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We are excited about another uh, Wisdom Wednesday. We've got our host on the other end, getting ready to bring him in. Good morning, Javarius. God bless you, son. How are you doing this morning?
Good.
Good, 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 good. I do want to, before we even really get deep into this, I do want to tell us to continue to keep Baltimore in prayer. That bridge that collapsed on the other evening, and they were able to rescue, I think, two people, but some lives were lost. And It's just a tragedy, but we do realize that um, and it's hard to say this. It's not hard to say it, it's hard to understand it sometimes, that all things work together. And so one would say, how is that working together? But, at the end of the day, we learned that life happens. And so we just want to pray for those families that lost members. I do want to say good morning to the Faith and Tea family, to our very own dean of the family, Mother Margaret Feaster, to our executive pastor, Rosemary Townsend, to my friend, my buddy, Elder Richard Clark. Um, I see some others, to Elder Douglas Feaster. God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let me see. To Lady Leandra Gilliam, God bless you. Thank you for joining. Let's hit that like and share. This is Wednesdays. Is always exciting to me. It's when Javarius comes on, and it's funny how he starts off slow and then gets to the nitty gritty, and it's almost time to go. But I thank God for what God is doing in his life. And at this time, G, go ahead, talk. Give us something.
Is that do that be Charlene talking in the beginning?
Hi, Charlene, talking way.
Yeah, do that be her talking in the beginning?
Yes, yes, that's your sister doing the disclaimer. Yes.
That's how you know I be late. I ain't never heard her voice.
Yeah, that is your sister. Well, good morning, Charlie. God bless you, sir.
But I
You
want to
know,
throw some. I want to
yeah,
throw something at you though.
go ahead.
Why?
Throw it.
Like I need your perspective on this.
All
So
right.
when something catastrophic happened, and say me and you were in that predicament, and you were on the bridge, and you so happened to make it out, and I make a comment of or maybe let's paint this picture. You get up and go to work every day at 1 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Today your alarm clock ain't go off, so you wasn't able to leave out until 2.
Right.
Which means on any other given day you would have been on that bridge. But for today you wasn't. So
Right.
I make the post, guys, they did this, that, and the third. My father usually wake up and get on the road at 2, this, that, and the third, and at 1 o'clock, and he ain't get on the road today, and that could have been that only could have been God,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's my perspective, in my opinion.
Okay.
Why is it that the individual on the other side of the spectrum, the person that want to look at it from a glass half empty and not half full, says, well, I just hate that comment because that gives the interpretation that God wasn't with the ones on the bridge.
Okay. So, and that's really a good question. I know it's going to be some comments that come in behind that. So basically what you're saying is, For the person that normally goes that route that wasn't on it, it's like God looked out for them. But yet for the people that was on it, it's like, well, God didn't. That's how it. The question is kind of like saying, correct?
Yeah, it's like,
Okay,
it's like you attacking me because I'm saying God looked out for my dad, but
right,
you
right,
spinning it to make it seem like I'm saying that
right.
God wasn't with the people on the bridge.
Right, right. Well, good morning, Risha. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Well, here's the truth to the
And not
matter.
to even not to before you even go, because you got
Okay,
scriptures and all that to back it up,
okay,
this, that, and the third.
okay.
To even furthermore, like like get to what I'm, what I'm thinking of is like I mean you the one who taught me that, and I don't even know if this scripture kind of attests to this, or it conjoins with this, but maybe like favor ain't fair, or you got a multitude of individuals in the Bible, and stories in the Bible you have told me about, of individuals who didn't deserve the favor of God, or individuals who wasn't supposed to reap the benefits of what God's plan and what God had in store for the world, but they still was able to get it. You feel me? So it's like, you know
Well, let me put it this way. And it's all, and you said you use the glass half full, half empty, which is a good analogy because we learned life happens. And I think a lot of times what happens is we feel that we are exempt. Hear what I'm saying? We feel that we are exempt, based off our relationship with God. You follow what I'm saying? That nothing can happen. But the truth to the matter is life happens for everybody on the in the world, and sometimes you're caught in a crossfire. Hear what I'm saying? And I would love to hear some comments come on the chat with this. But sometimes you're caught in the crossfire and you didn't have anything to do with it. That's the same, in a sense, that's the same as a car accident, or, I mean, there's certain things in life we always say, wow, I would not want to go that way. You follow what I'm saying? I even have said many a times, I said, if I'm crossing a bridge and it collapses, I say, I'm definitely not going to die from drowning. I'm going to die from the heart attack. You follow what I'm saying? Because it's not that I so much have a fear factor of crossing bridges, but I understand the truth to the matter, something like that could happen. There's been times that I've actually traveled through the tunnel and be looking to see if I see any type of water drippings. Why? Because man, it's man-made, and that's the part that we have to understand, that anything that's man-made has a possibility of something happening. The boat was controlled by man. You follow what I'm saying? So a lot of times we tend to put God in a situation that we were responsible for. You hear what I'm saying?
anything man made has to be made for destruction. It got to
that
be
that,
able to be.
that
It has to be able to get destroyed. That now
yeah,
that I don't know. I don't want to go as far as to say that's a law, but as far as in my field of working, I can find that in my workers book of like anything man made has to be built to be able to be destructed too.
that's it.
So
That's
the
it.
same
That's
way
it.
they building it, like you say, they got to build loopholes into into the construction, because they got to know exactly where to go. If they do need to blow it up and start from ground zero, or build a road right there, or want to put some trees and grass right there.
Right.
So it's like a twofold thing. It like when you start talking constructions like buildings and roads and bridges like that, they in conjoining with all type of industries and all that, to make sure that they cross dotted lines for a multitude of reasons. But yeah,
Exactly.
anything man made gotta be
and
built to
and
be
and and
destroyed.
that's the part we have to understand. God bless you, Pastor Marshall. Thank you for joining us this morning. Yeah, so the thing of it is that's why the old school, when we were coming up, we they would teach us. you know, that anytime we left the house to pray. You follow what I'm saying? To make sure that we prayed anytime we left the house for traveling mercies. You know, I'm traveling this week, and before I left, I was at our prevailing prayer on Saturday at the Lord's house. Pastor Bishop Eugene Taylor. Um, Little shout out for the pastor. But before I left, I asked for prayer. You follow what I'm saying? Because listen, we think the plane is supposed to get us from point A to point B, but once again, man-made plane, man flying the plane,
Man flying it
man flying the plane, and then just the elements of life
of
in the
life.
air. Anything can happen.
He get a
So
stroke. He get
so
a heart attack. He
yeah, yeah, there you go. So we have a tendency of taking things for granted because here's our statement that we post our disclaimer on Faith and Tea. He did it again. He woke me up. You know what I'm saying? This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We say these things, but a lot of times I always try to emphasize to people that make sure that what you're saying, what coming out of your mouth has some feeling behind it, has some root.
it resonates.
Yeah, yeah.
I could even go one up on you. I kind of operate under the umbrella of like, you want to talk about all the stuff that you seen that could have took you out. I like to think of all the stuff that God made sure that I didn't
Boy,
have
come
to
on
see,
now. Come on now.
or all
Come
the
on.
stuff that God made sure that I
Yes.
never had to
Yes.
encounter, I
Yes.
never had to see, or all these situations, you know. So on a daily basis, I like to operate under the umbrella like God already saved me 10 times today.
Come on. Come on, man. That's the thing.
Whether you believe it or whether you see it or not, I
Listen.
like to believe, and this is what I go to sleep knowing. God saved me 5 to 10 times already.
Come
And,
on.
and the funny thing is, it be times you will see a car accident 6, 7 times in a day. That could
Yes.
have been you.
It could have
When if
been.
that was that when if that was that one time God saved you.
Look,
You know,
the fun.
it's a lot of stuff that be happening on a daily basis that we really like you say we gloss over, but I look at it as like this God saved me 5 times today. You
the
know,
fu-
God saved me today.
the funny thing about you and I'm to throw a little laugh in there. Pastor Marshall, he said, "Yes, sir. Clean underwear, clean socks, because you don't know." Uh, and that is a true statement. Our parents used to say, "Make sure you put on clean underwear because here you go. You never know if you're gonna be in an accident or something." But here's the irony of that. And you know me and you, our biggest beef is time. That's me. If you want to get under my skin, anybody that knows when I'm dealing with Javarius Twilly, it's about time. And so just the other day when I was flying out, we were supposed to leave at a certain time, and of course we didn't leave at that time. But here's the thing behind that. You That's why I try not to get too angry, because guess what? Leaving at that time could
You was
have
wrong. You
caused
was
us to
wrong.
miss
You
the
was wrong.
accident. You follow what I'm saying? Now, I'm not justifying being late and everything,
You was
but,
wrong.
but, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of times that God is looking out, going back to what you're saying, He's looking out for us, even
Yeah.
though we're not looking out for ourselves. You see
Yeah,
what I'm
we don't
saying?
even know. Like, we don't even know how many times he saved us on a daily basis. Like, for us to like sometimes make the outlandish state, like, and that's kind of how I took the statement. Like, little do you know how many times God already saved you in the day alone for you to make a statement like, yeah, because God wasn't with them,
Yes,
obviously.
yes,
Like,
yes. Well, here's the thing behind it. Here's the thing behind it. The six or whatever that they couldn't find, or they're still searching for, or whatever. Who's to say that those six people are not saved, sanctified, and now in the presence
and
of the Lord? You follow what I'm
and
saying?
and that's when I wanted to say, I'm glad you want, because now we could go ahead and just segue to next question. Do you think it's enough time for them to get it right in that spare time that they had? Is that enough time? in
Listen,
your opinion, you don't know for a fact.
I
In
I
your
I I,
opinion,
I can't
with the
I
book,
can't
with the
get
knowledge you know, with the books you done read, with the words you know, being in the position that you are in, do you think that is enough time for them to get it right if they are not right?
here's what I believe, and I got some scholars on the we got some scholars on the chat, and they can throw that chat in just off this question. But here's what I always believe. I believe, and the Bible backs this up, that every man is going to have to bow. Every knee is going to have to confess that the Lord is the Savior, that Jesus is our Savior. Now, what does that mean? That somewhere during the course of their time, that opportunity for them to get it right has been afforded to them. Now, falling off that bridge, suddenly not knowing what's in a man is going to come out. Did Jesus come out of their mouth instead of some curse word? You follow what I'm saying? How long was it before they did pass away? The dying thief. Here we are in Holy Week. The thief on the cross. You had two of them. You had two thieves on the cross. One had enough sense to say, "Listen, if you be the man of God, when you save yourself, save me also." You hear what I'm saying? But then the other one was arrogant and be like, "Well, if you are him, then save us." So here's the whole thing when it boils down. I truly believe this much. And like I say, we got scholars on here. And yes, Lady Fisher came right back and said, Jesus forgave the thief on the cross, and she was typing that in as I was saying it out my mouth. But here's what I do believe, that everybody has an opportunity before they are called home. So the question is, are you taking advantage of the opportunity? Because here we go. Every day we wake up. Every day we say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. Many people have heard me say, okay, what is your assignment? The truth to the matter is, just like I say, when you leave out of your house, the truth be told, you never know. One of our friends, Douglas Barton, brother Douglas Barton, say he crosses that bridge on because he's a truck driver. You follow what I'm saying? But he wasn't on the bridge at that time. Why? Well, it was that night. He probably was off. But you can look at it from that standpoint. But at the same time, it could have happened during the day. See, the thing that we have to understand is this: that at the end of the day, and I think Elder Feaster might have said this or whatever, God is still always in control. And Brother Charlie came back and said, we got to stop blaming the devil for everything, because everything is not the devil. You follow what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's not.
Once again, just like you say, it's man-made, man-operated. Whoever was driving that boat, man, we don't know what they was doing. We don't know whether they miscalculated or whatever the case. But the truth to the matter is, and Lady Fisher just said it could have happened during the day. Check this out. Where more people would have, they said over 30,000 cars uh, go over that bridge on a daily basis. You follow what I'm saying? And so that's why, here you go. He said, that's why it's important not to take that chance. Get right with God now. Exactly. That's why when God gives you the opportunity, here we go. It's not by chance that people hear. You know what I'm saying? And
I understand that, but I definitely don't want to go down that rabbit hole because if I just want to be respectfully, I can't see who
yeah,
commented, but
okay,
respectfully, my response to that, I don't like that because respectfully, it's a lot of elders that didn't get it right with God at my age, or
okay.
didn't get it. They still
That's right.
did.
That's right.
You feel me? I'm not saying that they was a bad person. I'm not saying that they was. I'm a good dude. This, that, and the third. But it's a little elevation when you really want to make that next leap. This, that, and the
Well,
third. So
here's
like,
here's but here's here. Let me help you with that. And I tell people all the time, the grace of God is
and
it.
not to, but I'm just saying I gotta get this like this, because God gonna come back. We've been saying Jesus gonna come back for the last 200 years, and I do believe Jesus is gonna come back. But I'm just saying,
Yes.
so I don't want to be that. Don't throw that at me for that be to me for me to be my reason why I needed to do it expeditiously. But it was like, you know. Well, and I'm
here's
not,
the
I'm not trying, but I'm just saying, like, different strokes for different folks. That's
well,
all I'm saying.
but okay, all right. So I'm gonna go both ways with that because I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day,
So
at the
that's why I
end of
just
the
needed you to answer that question, because that's literally going to answer all the other stuff that you were trying to get into. I don't want to go down that road because I just told you how my
I
opinion,
got you.
my
Okay, go ahead.
feelings
Ask
on
your
that.
go ahead.
So
So
now
you
that's
get
what I'm saying. So I just want to get that answer for
yeah,
real, because
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand what that road goes down. I've heard it
yeah, yeah,
multiple and many times. I don't
yeah,
need that. I don't need that reiterated.
yeah,
I need to know what I just want to know the question. I don't need to know. I just want to know the question. We conversating, we talking. I just want to
yeah,
know how your opinion on that.
yeah.
We could leave that for another
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. I understand. That we could have went on another road and been on that for the next to the next time. But I will always say this: God's grace and mercy is judged strictly by God, and a lot of times what happens is what He allowed me to get away with, He might not allow you to get away with. What He's allowed you to get away with, He might not allow me to get away. And that's why it is important that when God speaks to you, and everybody knows that time that God speaks to them. You follow what I'm saying? And it's your job at that point to take advantage of it because you never know. And that was a
Right.
prime example. Who would have thought going across the bridge that time of night, you know what I'm saying? Possibly
Yeah.
coming home from work, going to work, or whatever the case, that the bridge would collapse. But at the same time, two were saved and six, they say, are missing. So
Hmm.
once again, that's a God thing. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why we have to always be prepared. Okay, go ahead. What you got?
Well, I guess I just wanted to end off kind of. I don't even want to get into it. I didn't even want to mention a name to say it, but I really just wanted to like just throw out like just be a good person. Just be a good, a good individual. Be a good lady, young lady. Be a good woman. Be a good young man, elderly man, young boy. Because what's done in the dark always will come to the
Come
light.
on now. Come on. Come on. Come
And
on.
when you think you're getting away, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're just expediting. You're just postponing your
Phew.
rapture.
My God.
And even for the individuals who were able to escape their rapture through death or whatever, you still leave it to your kin to deal with. You leave it to your children's and your grandkids and your
Mm-hmm.
moms or your dads or your family members to now have to face the wrath of what you've caused on your time here. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of just emphasizing just be a good person, man, because the more and more I go and live through my life, the good people are the ones that always seem to rise to the cream of the top.
Yes.
At the in the long run, I'm not saying that they're the richest. I'm not saying that they're the wealthy. Well, I'm not. Well, they are. I'm not saying they're the richest, but they are the wealthiest, because
Mm.
wealth is not in money, but
Come
wealth
on
is
now.
in what you value. And I feel like
Yes.
the people that are good people, they are good. They're set. They're
Yes.
content. It's the rich folk that I believe that are never content, and I think it's for a reason that kind of goes even deeper than this conversation in its own
Mm-hmm.
right, that goes to the other side of the spectrum of heaven. But just being a good person,
Yes.
because what done in the dark, it eventually come to light. And regardless if it's 10,
Yeah.
15 years from now, you
Right.
have people that you love that are going to have to face your consequences,
Yes.
that are going to
Yes.
have to deal with what you have, I guess, like, you know laid foot on your time here. So
Yeah.
just be a good
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Do right by people, and people would do right by
Right
you.
by you. Yeah, I like that. And one of the things that I've always tried to instill in the Fantastic Four, but especially my boys, was that, and mainly my boys, and the reason being is because you carry my name. You're the seed that's going to keep the Twilly name going. And it's important, first of all, from me being a dad, to make sure that I leave the right legacy that you will be proud to be able to say I was your dad. You follow what I'm saying? But more important, when you go outside the door, when you go to other places, when other people come upon you while you on your job, while you in school, while you're in your relationship, whether it's marriage or dating, while you're at church, while you're in the store, that you represent. It's a couple of people you represent where you should always represent yourself, but more important, we know that we're representing Christ. Because the one thing that I found out, G, is you can talk salvation, you can talk about how saved you are, you can have all these titles and this, that, and the other, and never get any comments or anything. But the first time you do something wrong, they will not only tell you what your title was, but then take away your salvation. And so, my whole thing is this. That's why it's important. I've shared this with you and many other people. There are certain things that your name should never be associated with. Did you hear what I said? There are certain things as a Christian, hear me, Faith and T family, hear me, Facebook. There are certain things that your name should never be associated with. And so when we strive to do what you just said, when we strive to be nice, to be that right person, to care about others. I think you kind of like brought it out last week about even when it comes to helping people. If we do that, if we do our part, then even if the bridge collapses, hear what I'm saying, and you're one of the ones that's lost, guess what? You still will have eternal life. You follow what I'm saying? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, here's what we all have to understand, and I'll give you the final words before I put the ways of giving up. But here's what we all have to say: that there's going to come a day where we're all going to meet that. So whether it's you didn't get up out of your bed, whether you were in the hospital, whether you were in a car accident, or whatever the case, Judgment Day is going to come for everybody. And the trueness behind it is, are you going to be ready? I'm gonna give you the final words, and then I will put the ways of giving. Everybody know this is Giving Wednesday, and we have done well this month. And I'm just challenging everybody. If everybody that's on the line right now could sow a seed of $10 just today, $10, we will meet our goal for our Kenya family. I will be releasing that money to them on this weekend. You all have been wonderful. The money is coming in. God has been a blessing. I love you all so much. But if you could sow a seed of $10, I'll put the giving ways of giving as soon as G gives us the closing remarks. And I thank y'all so much. Listen, you do not want to miss Friday. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss Friday. First of all, Pastor Sean Brock is going to be the host because I'm going to be on the plane flying home. But then on the other hand, we've got Lady Patrice Fisher. My God, I already know she's in the lab right now working. I already know. I know her. She's going to come this Friday, and so you do not want to miss it. We will be definitely sharing the flyer on the mall, so get that word out. Share, 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 share. I love you all with the kindness of my heart. G, I'm going to give you the final words, and then I'm going to put the ways of giving, and I will see you all. I will try to get on, but I will be flying out on this coming Friday, heading back. So God bless you all. Heaven smile upon you. Have a phenomenal day on purpose. G is in your hands.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just say, man, I hope that I'm David in God's eyes, man, because I'm a good dude. I'm a great dude, but I'm tempted there. I get tempted every now and
Well,
then, man. No, jokes aside, no, but for real, I just definitely wanted to leave off. We talked about the stuff in the beginning. I definitely want to leave off with in the ladder of just I'm gonna keep saying it every week because I feel like reformation you keep hearing it'll cause you to it'll cause what's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank. It'll cause repetition, It'll
yeah.
so I just emphasizing, just be a good because and I just feel the need to say it because I see it on a daily basis of we're just not nice anymore.
Woo,
I
Jesus.
just like I seen a post on Twitter and I didn't even know that the comments would have went the way that it did. So
Mm-hmm.
It was this girl that was a hairstylist that was doing a young girl's hair. Young girl, probably about 6, 7 years old. She notices that the young girl is like on Snapchat or something, or Twitter, or TikTok or something. So she takes the girl's phone and just goes through it to make sure the girl ain't doing nothing crazy.
Right.
She thought she was doing her good deed, and she
Mm-hmm.
posted it on her TikTok. Well, then her TikTok goes crazy with all these mothers of saying like, "Oh, I wish a bee would
Yeah, yeah,
take
yeah, 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 yeah.
and I kind of like, I was like,
In reality, she was looking out for
we're
the
at a
young lady.
place
Yeah,
now
yeah,
where
yeah.
a adult can no longer govern
Right,
your children. We're
right.
at a place now where it's some parents that don't even let the teachers govern their children,
Yeah, yeah,
and the
yeah,
teachers dealing with your kids more than you.
yeah.
So I just want to emphasize, like, stop being so mean, man.
Wow,
Be
wow.
nice.
All right.
It is not hard to be nice.
Yes.
It definitely take work to be mean though.
Oh
I
yeah,
do it. I know how
yeah,
to be mean, but
yeah.
you have to go out your way to be mean.
Say
Even the mean person has to go out their way to be mean. It don't
that
take
is so
nothing
true.
to be nice though.
That is so true. We love you. Have a phenomenal day. G, you have a phenomenal day. I know you're supposed to be going to help your brother this morning. So uh, you all stay on task. We love you. Here's the ways of giving. We will see you all on Friday. Come back with your buckets out because I'm telling you now, Lady Fisher is going to bring it. I can guarantee you that. Have a phenomenal day once again on purpose.